Hey peoples, Karina here, coming to you with this video. As you see, the title is below. One of the videos that I'm making today. This is the first one I'm making today. And then I'm going to come back a little later on after I take care of some things and make a couple more. Hopefully. Okay. So you see the title is below, right? We're going to get into a little bit of chit chat time. Also, I'm going to bring you a couple of scriptures too. Yeah, spiritual people know the word probably a little bit better. The lipstick is dry. Probably a little bit better than some people who are just spewing it out, spitting it out and everything like that. Right now, I feel like all this shit that's going on right now is a total fucking distraction. How I feel about this virus thing, I feel like this. That is God raining down his judgment, okay? That's what I feel like that is, because sometimes people don't want to look at it like for what it really is. It's like your time is up for being fake. Your time is up for pretending to be, fully whole and loving yourself. This right here is going to cause a lot of people to be even more delusional. And what I mean by that is, say if they do happen to quarantine, folks, you got some dumb motherfuckers, and excuse my French, but I will say it like that. You got some dumb motherfuckers who will sit there and say, oh, God is doing this to keep me and this person I want, this lie that I want to hold on to so bad together, because we got to be in a house with each other for so many amount, a couple of weeks, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, whatever it's going to be. Oh, the Lord is putting us in solitude so we can learn to love one another. That's bullshit. That is a lie from the pits of hell. Okay? You might be trapped together under the same roof, but trust me, any inner feelings that you have about this person is going to come out, and not in the way that you like. This whole ordeal, like, there's so many things going on at once. Take note. Thing number one, this is really the wrath of God. If God wanted to stop something from happening, he can. He lets it happen for a reason. Okay? It's like causing fear and panic to make people, to like shake them out their shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you're living a lie, this right here is supposed to make you, all this going on right here is supposed to make you be like, after the panic mode stops, which you really shouldn't be in panic mode, because fear of man brings a snare, okay? That brings a snare. You really shouldn't be in panic mode. So if a person is in panic mode, the first thought gonna be on their mind is my family gonna be okay? Are we gonna have enough to eat? Are we gonna this, that, or whatever? Second thing, is the person that I really love okay? If that person is not under the same roof with you, I'm talking about that person you love in your innermost parts, the parts of you that you've tried to dig out, the parts that you lied to people and said that was a deep wound. What you're doing is you're indirectly attacking your gift from God that he placed in you to love another fucking human being that loves you just as much, but you'd rather hide behind shit. I feel like this keep coming up because this is an issue with somebody. Like I say, not with all divine masculines, just a select few. I want to say maybe there's about 4 or 5 possibly watching this, feeling this same way. Would rather live a lie and die in a lie than to get in tune with themselves and be like, look, I don't care what people think about me for whatever reason. It's like, how would that make you feel to know that you love somebody so deeply, and the last time that you saw them and you try to fight your feelings or whatever, the last time you saw them would have been on the other end of a computer screen or a phone screen, watching their videos, and something happens to them. That's gonna eat you alive. You think trying to push them down and on the inside of you and bury it and keep asking God to take it away, it's time out for that shit. God is not gonna take away anything out of your life, your mind, your heart, your body, your soul. That belongs there for your personal growth, for you to get in touch with yourself. You cannot say that you love God and that you know God if you don't know your innermost parts. I've already came to the conclusion that everybody is not going to like me for my opinions, for facts that, can be proven, yet a person chooses not to see it. They want to be Ray Charles to the situation. But here's the deal. Right now, with all of this shit going on, it's like God is literally taking people's eyeballs doing this. Like, you gonna see what the fuck I got going on. You want to close them? No, 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 no. Open them motherfuckers. That is exactly what God is doing right now. You cannot run from God. You can, like, to me, I feel like it's the most ultimate disrespect to say that you love yourself, yet you shortchange yourself. I've always had people, my twin number one, like more especially my twin, used to say a long time ago, love yourself and love God. Do you know that loving yourself and loving God, the biggest key factor in doing that is knowing yourself for who you are and not omitting the parts that would piss other people off about you. If perfect love casts out fear, but you're fearing that, say you decide to want to sit there and chill and be with a karmic for as long as you can because you'd rather die and alive than to be honest and truthful with yourself and experience love at its deepest capacity. Be like, oh, God is love at the deepest capacity. Yeah. But your twin flame soul connection is that link. That is that missing link that you're trying to cut out, which is making you feel like you're being stifled. Perfect love comes from God, that unconditional love that comes from God. And when you are blessed enough to have such a connection, when you deny any parts of the things in your heart that you love and you try to cut it off, to some capacity, you are cutting off the blessings of God, okay? You could say, well, I'm blessed because I drink coffee every day. I have coffee every day. I got money in the bank. I got this, I got that. But if your heart is fucking hurting and broken in two because you feel like you have to, keep pushing down a lie to suit somebody else, no, I'm sorry. That does not make you blessed. I've been there. I've done that. I felt the worst pain I could ever feel in my life by doing that. And it's like, I've already made up in my mind that I'm not going to settle for any less than what I deserve. And if that means what I deserve decides to stay and live a lie, which they can't, because anything that is written must come to pass. Anything that is predestined must come to pass. You can't beg for it. You can't pray for it. You can't. Here's the thing. If any divine masculines are watching this video, I dare you to say this one prayer to God and see what the hell happens to you. Whether you call on Jesus or whoever, if you say, Dear Lord Jesus, or you say, Dear Divine and the Holy Spirit, whoever you call on, and you just get that prayer out, okay? And you say, God, remove everything and anything from my life that does not belong. Move it out of my heart. Pray that boldly, because I did. If you really have a true twin flame, they will not be removed from your heart. You can pray, fast. You could do everything what you want to do. I don't want it to burn over here. because I got incense over here and then that. So anyway, I dare you to say that one prayer to God and ask him to remove everything out of your heart that does not belong. Ask him to mend the things that need to be mended and leave titles off of it. Because when you say titles, you're really trying to constrict the flow of the Holy Spirit. So I dare anybody watching this video, ask God to remove the things out of your life, in your heart, that does not belong. And if he don't remove it, then it's supposed to be there. Okay? Some people who are narcissists will try to tell you, oh, if you don't love me, God ain't gonna bless you ever, 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 ever. I don't wish no good for you. No. There's a difference between manipulation and telling the truth to somebody and them having to go research and find out, and then they perceiving it as manipulation. But when you go check all your facts, the truth stands. You know what I'm saying? So here's the deal. I don't gotta light not one fucking candle to bring nobody to me that's supposed to be for me. Okay? I do candles for other shit, but I'll be damn, I'm finna try to do some work to pull something to me that already belong to me in a sense of love. You know, there's nothing wrong with doing money rituals, whatever like that. But I'm talking about when it comes to controlling another person. Anything that is meant for you, when you say that prayer, it is not going to leave. Now, if you say that prayer and you find your house being shook up, it's because God knows it's time up for fakery. It's time up for fuckery. If you try to sit and live in a lie, that's the more you're going to be unhappy. I'm telling you, self-love is understanding that I deserve the best, no matter what other people think that I deserve. I deserve God's best. And if you thinking that you're trying to reason with it and say, well, if you was God's best, you would be further than where you are in life. Let me tell you something. I should have been way further than where I am right now. But because I was stupidly trying to build with people that God did not put there in my life, people that I put there that God didn't put. When you try to build something with someone that you do not have that stamp of approval from God for, it's not going to work. I can't even tell you the countless apartments that I've lost due to trying to move motherfuckers in, due to, you know, me moving in with motherfuckers like shit that ain't supposed to even be. You know what I'm saying? It's like it'll work for a little while, but when God gets ready to tear it down after you learn your lesson, it's tore down. But if you never learn your lesson, you can stay stuck in a karmic situation and be tormented in your mind while you're so worried about what other people say. You know what I'm saying? But what you need to do is read Proverbs 29:25. I'm looking down because I have my notes. Fear of man brings a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe. So when you fear, and they have so many different interpretations of that, of Proverbs 29:25, but how you, like, when you sitting there fearing what people gonna say about you, or you're fearing something that the government is trying to throw on you just to remove the ideas of what's really, really going on, you're bound to hit a snare. You know what I'm saying? A snare is something that like pulls you back, tugs you back. It's like you walking past something and say your clothes get stuck on a nail or something like that. If there's a nail somewhere on the wall or anything like that, you just a snare, snag, whatever, you get caught up. You know what I'm saying? You get caught up when you fear. If you fear what people are going to say about you and you're like, no, I'm going to keep this husband. I'm going to keep this wife to show people that God can do anything. Yeah, God can allow you to lose your fucking mind. Been there, done that. I'm not staying with somebody that my heart is not with. I don't give no fucks how good it looks to other people. That cannot happen. So what you're really doing is sacrificing your own happiness. And that's not being selfish, because here's the deal. If you're not okay up here, the people that you're around physically are not going to be okay, because on some level they can feel that. They can feel that. So many people in this world have flipped and turned crazy and started hating people because they didn't understand that what was put inside of them to do what they need to do, they rejected it because of what other people were going to say. And now it left them in a state of mental anguish. You know what I'm saying? I done been there to the point where wearing an engagement ring or wearing a wedding ring, having people smile at my situation, and I knew I was hurting inside. That is not self-love. Self-love is where you're able to get away from the things that hurts. And you say, no, God can fix it. Some things God will not fix. If he was not in it, if he didn't put it together, he's not going to fix it. Anything that is put together by God in the spirit, he'll fix. Okay, so yeah, twin flames do have separation periods and everything, but here's the kicker. Twin flames never separate in the spiritual realm. Their souls are eternally connected, okay? So you can go ahead and live a lie till you die, but once that body drop, you still energetically connected to the person you're supposed to be with. So if you're sitting watching this stupidly saying, oh, well, I'll just wait till I die to be to see you again in the spiritual realm, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. But let the words of the wise be sufficient. Perfect love casts out fear. Go read 1 John 4:18. If a love is perfect, you don't fear it. Meaning that you don't fear what people are going to say, because of how the decision that you make to love a particular person. You're not loving someone on the basis of what people gonna say. You have no fear in it. Okay, it's like when you're with someone and you constantly fear what people are going to feel about you if you don't jump high enough, sit low enough, enunciate, do this, do that. Some people will make you their puppet for life. How is that self-love? You got to break away from these illusions that love is sitting there faking the funk. That's not what love is. You know what I'm saying? Love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not insist on its own way. So if you with a motherfucker that's insisting that you do something that they want you to do in order to love them, that is not love. Just go look up what is love from a Bible standpoint, biblical standpoint. And the reason I feel like I need to throw the Bible in there is because a lot of times people will not listen to something if it does not come out of the Bible. Have you not forgotten that we have a connection with our Creator, and He can speak to us? Our Creator can speak to us. This incense going. Okay. Our Creator can speak to us. And when you ignore what the Creator is saying to you, that can cause mental illness. Like if you're just saying, no, I'm going to do this my way. I'm going to hold on to it. God can take, when God is ready to move something out of the way, do you really think all your no, please don't in the world is going to stop God from shaking you out of your shit if He didn't put it there? No, it's not. What you're going to do is you're going to make the repercussions harder and harder and harder. Anything that is ordained to stay in your life by God is going to stay. You cannot cut certain connections. Stop it. Trust me, if I could have break that type of connection, who in their right mind would sit there and say, I want to be a twin flame. I want to go through ups and downs like that. I want to go through deep separation so we can learn the lesson of unconditional love. Who the fuck wants to go through that? A lot of times, karmic soulmates are easily confused into thinking that they are the twin soul. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that they the twin flame. Here's the deal. If a person's actions can make you pull away from them and hate them and then totally dismiss the thought in your mind of who they are to you, that is not love. A lot of people take the one little word, long suffering, about in the scripture about like what love is, patient, kind. Patience is kind, doesn't insist on its own way. Speaking about long suffering, a lot of people take that one word, long suffering, meaning that, oh, if I love a person, I gotta suffer. Long suffering. I gotta just sit there and people tell you, wait. In church, they'll tell you, wait till you die to get your crown in heaven. That's bullshit. You can have your crown on earth right now, on earth as it is in heaven, okay? Yeah, what no cross, no crown means is that if you have not been through anything and come out of it, you're not going to be crowned with glory and honor. That is what that means. Not suffer, not come to this earth and suffer, and then wait till you die to get a crown. How does that make sense that God would put us here to suffer? It does not make sense. We suffer due to the choices that we make. Now, with the twin flame unions, yes, we stupidly do things, but here's the deal. After all is said and done and the rubble is everywhere, where is your heart? Is your heart still beating for somebody else while you're in a fake sham situation? Do you still want to be with the person? Like, see, if God is putting it in your heart that here's one way, divine masculines, a telltale sign that God is like literally whooping your ass right now, trying to get you to understand that he is God and he does what he wants. This is one of the telltale signs, if I did not mention this yesterday. If the harder you trying to make a sham-like situation work, because it's a sham, wow, okay? The harder you try to make a sham work, that's the more of the idea that God is going to keep placing of your divine soul connection, that perfect person for you. And when I say perfect, I mean perfect internally, not perfect outwardly, okay? Every good and perfect gift come from God. Okay. Good and perfect for whom? Good and perfect for somebody else? Good and perfect for mama, daddy, sister, brother, or good and perfect for you? Because that's like putting on a pair of pants. Good and perfect. Okay, you might be like a size 8 to a 10. And you can slide in a size 8 to a 10 perfectly. It's good and perfect for you. However, if someone else who is smaller than you or bigger than you try to get in those jeans, it's not a good and perfect gift if somebody gifted you those jeans and you're like, oh, this is my size, it's my size is perfect. Somebody else, what's good and perfect for you is not good and perfect for somebody else. That's what you need to understand. So I'm gonna wrap this video up. And I ask you to boldly, and I'm boldly asking you to go boldly before God and ask him to remove anything from your life that does not belong. When you know that you know that you know, because I'm a divine feminine. And I don't have to go around and parade that to everybody that I meet. And I know where my soul connection is, and my person's soul connection with me knows that it belongs with me as well. which never left. Doesn't matter. They can go out there and have a bus ton of babies, get in a bus ton of situations, and there's that soul connection is going to keep making them uncomfortable until they recognize and deal with it and look at the parts of themselves where they were not loving themselves properly. When you become whole as a person, everything that God has for you will come to you. So some divine masculines are being held up a little bit right now. They want to come. They're coming. But some of them are like procrastinating, not trying to see what the real is. So go boldly before the throne of God. Go boldly, divine masculines. Go boldly. And this is the divine feminine telling you that. Go boldly and ask God to remove us if we're the problem. If you think that's gonna help you feel better, go ahead, but it's not gonna do anything, because you can't go and ask God to take something away that he put there for a reason. He already knew that when he put it there, at some point you were going to beg him to take it away. So you go and you beg and you cry and you do whatever you got to do. You tell God, please take this away from me. He can't, and I'm going to tell you why. Because asking God to remove a divine connection is asking him to basically take a part of you away. So you go and you ask God, take away everything out of your heart that does not belong there. I promise you, that little flame, that little flicker for your divine mate is still going to be there. Trust me, I done cried it out, prayed it out, done everything I could do to try to rid myself of the thoughts of my twin. You could do things to suppress it, but suppression is just that, suppression. The feeling always comes back when it is from God. Whether you're in communication with the person or not in communication with the person. Now the video ends here. But do that. Go boldly before God. Embrace yourself for the answer.